we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for attending. My name is Michelle Infante. I'm the project manager of energy assistance here at Energy Outreach Colorado. This webinar is being recorded and your microphones and your cameras have been disabled. So if you have a question, we ask that you go ahead and raise your hand, or maybe you can type it on the chat. And also at the end of this webinar, we'll have some time for questions and answers. So if you don't want to type it in the chat, we'll have time at the end where you can ask it with the microphone. Again, thank you for being here. The information that we'll be covering today is primarily for customers of Colorado Natural Gas. However, we will be covering some slides on some of our other programs. And so if you are a community partner or a community leader and you're attending tonight, I think some of this information will also be helpful for you. But just keep in mind that a lot of the information that we're covering today is for Colorado Natural Gas customers on how they can access some of the programs offered by EOC. And as I said, this webinar is being recorded. Next slide. Oh, no, never mind, right here. So the agenda for tonight, what will we be reviewing tonight? We'll have some time for a staff member from Colorado Natural Gas to talk to us about their rebate programs. We'll also have some information on who Energy Outreach Colorado is and our mission. We'll talk about the bill payment assistance program, which is a lot of the information that we want to share with you as a customer of CNG. We'll have some slides on the community solar program. And then we'll also spend some time briefly talking about the Colorado Affordable Residential Energy Program, known as CARE, as well as the Crisis Intervention Program, known as CIP. And then we'll have some slides on LEAP, the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, and we'll open it up for questions at the end. So for now, I'll go ahead and pass the presentation to Danielle Beckham with CNG.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle Beckham. As he mentioned, I work for Colorado Natural Gas or some utilities. And so in Colorado, we have a variety of different rebate offerings. If anybody has ever taken part or if you're interested, what we currently offer are furnace rebates, as you can see on the slide, thermostats, and tankless water heaters. However, we just, as of Friday, were able to get some other measures, other rebates approved. So stay tuned. We didn't want to put those on the slides right now as we're still working out some of our terms and conditions and details. But in the next coming weeks, if you visit our website, or I will probably drop by email in the chat, or you guys can ask me questions at the end. But we are going to be opening up our rebates to furnaces, boilers. We'll still have the smart thermostats, the tankless water heaters. The thermostats and furnaces have actually increased. We've increased the incentives on those to hopefully help out. And some new other measures that we're working on. And this is the part that it's going to take us a couple weeks to get our website updated with all of our terms. But we will be offering rebates for duct and air sealing, or attic and wall or floor insulation. So once those additional requirements, we've got that set in stone. I'm happy to talk with anybody more about those in details. And like I said, you guys can either visit the website, give us a couple weeks, or we'll let you know. And then I will also give you my information, and I'm happy to answer any questions at the end or whenever you guys have it. And I think that's all I have for you.
Thank you, Danielle. So yeah, if anybody has questions, feel free to type them in the chat, or we'll have some time at the end, as we said, for open and answers. Next slide. So just some quick information on Energy Outreach Colorado. We were founded in 1989, And our mission is to lead a network of industry, state, and local partners to support, stabilize, and sustain Coloradans to afford their energy needs. Our vision is for all of Coloradans to afford their energy needs, and we do this through several programs. Next slide. And so the way we offer support to people across the state is through programs, and these look very different. In the pillar of support, we do the bill payment assistance program, which we'll spend a lot of time in this webinar discussing. We also have the emergency furnace repair and replacement program, and we'll have a couple of slides on that. For Stabilize, we have energy efficiency programs, and so we can send out a team to your home to make energy efficiency upgrades. We also have a community solar program to provide eligible households with a credit on their utility bill to make that utility bill more affordable. And we also do energy education, partnering with other nonprofits across the state. And then Sustain, which is the last pillar of our mission. We do advocacy across at the state level. We have a legal team here at EOC that is at the Capitol, and it's advocating for Coloradans so that policies and laws are passed to make our energy more affordable for all of us. And so that is how we do Sustain when it comes to our mission. Slide. Oh, and Nikki will take over and discuss the bill payment assistance program.
Thanks, Michelle. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nikki Amen, and I am the Energy Assistance Program Manager for Energy Outreach Colorado. So tonight, I'm going to explain how to receive assistance with your Colorado natural gas bill. And even if you're here tonight and do not have a Colorado natural gas bill, that's okay. The same information that I'm going to explain about how to receive assistance for your Colorado natural gas bill also applies for assistance with other utilities like Xcel Energy, United Power, city utility bills, and so on. So the Energy Assistance Program at EOC is powered by agency partners, and we help low-income individuals and families afford their home energy costs by paying past due utility bills. And as I mentioned, this is delivered through a statewide network of over 100 plus EOC partner agencies. And households may receive assistance once per program year with up to 2 different energy bills. And the program year runs from October 1st through September 30th, so it never ends. It just resets every October 1st. And EOC funds can cover most types of home energy. And participants with a combined gas and electric bill are only eligible for 1 assistance per EOC grant year. In terms of eligibility, the folks who qualify for an EOC assistance must have a gross household income before taxes that falls at or below 80% of the area median income. And I'll go into detail on the next slide. So determining how to figure out your AMI by your county and household size. Participants have to have a past due balance on their utility bill, or they are currently low, which is defined as 30% or below, or completely out of their bulk fuel, such as coal, firewood, kerosene, propane, oil, or pellets. The participant must live at the service address on the bill in Colorado. If the participant is not the account holder, the participant, aka the applicant, must have proof that they are responsible for the bill. And the participant and or applicant has not already received an EOC bill payment assistance for the same bill within the current program year. And your bill cannot be included in the cost of rent. And I just wanted to highlight that undocumented and mixed status households are eligible for an EOC assistance. So you do not need to be a US citizen to qualify. You just need to fall below the area median income for your county and household size. You have to have a past due balance or be low or out of your bulk fuel. You need to live at the service address where you're seeking help. You cannot have already received an EOC assistance for the same bill within the current program year, and your bill cannot be included in the cost of rent. So here are the income limits for counties served by Colorado Natural Gas. And Energy Outreach Colorado serves all 64 Colorado counties. But here are the income limits for counties that fall within Colorado Natural Gas territory. If you're someone who falls outside of any of these counties, you can visit EOC's website for income limits by all other counties not listed here. And also just wanted to take a moment to highlight that households can absolutely exceed 7 people. There's just a calculation that needs to be done to determine county income limits by household size. And these details are available on EOC's website. So if you were to click on this link, you would be brought to EOC's website and you will see all of the 64 Colorado counties here. And you can even, plug in, your county and it'll kind of narrow those search results. So the idea being if you've got, more than 8 people in your household, you just add this number for each additional person. So when you are connecting with one of our partner agencies for assistance with your Colorado natural gas bill, our EOC partner agencies will collect the following from each participant, including a 2-page bill payment assistance application, which is available in English and in Spanish. The partner agency needs a copy of the bill to be paid. They also need a copy of the applicant's photo ID, as well as signed consent to disclose utility customer data consent form, which ideally is signed by the account holder. And all documents must have a physical signature or a verified e-signature through Adobe Sign or DocuSign. These are just legally binding e-signature platforms. And then before I moved on, I just wanted to kind of briefly review the 2-page EOC application, just to show you how quick and easy it is to complete. So this is the top part of the first page of our EOC application. So just going to briefly go over it. So this spot up here is just for partner agency information. Applicants do not need to fill out information here. This applicant information, just basic contact information, your name, email, phone number, as well as your home address, which must match the address for the bill that you're seeking assistance with. Down here in household information, we are collecting the self-reported annual household income for all members of the household. Down here, we have some date of birth information for the applicant, as well as all members of the household. And again, if there are people who have households that are greater than 7 people, that's no problem. We're not limiting assistances to certain size households. The idea being you would just kind of add a 3rd page to list any other household members and their date of births if you don't have enough space to fill out these sections. And then we collect some very basic demographic information, including gender identity, ethnicity, race, and employment status. Then we just want to know what type of home you live in, and then do you rent or own? And then we collect some additional information, including learning if anyone in the household identifies as disabled, anyone in the household identifies as veteran, your preferred language, and then we identify any situations that have occurred in the past year, which can absolutely be none. So we want to know, has your household experienced situations where you've gone without food so you could pay your energy bill? Have you gone without medication or medical care so you could pay your energy bill? Have you risked eviction or been evicted because of your utilities? Or do you keep your home very cold in the winter, very hot in the summer, just to lower energy costs? And again, absolutely okay if you select none. You do not need to have a hardship to qualify. So at the top of the 2nd page, we're just collecting some basic LEAP information. Have you applied in the last 12 months? And then we're looking to collect any benefit information. And of course, you can absolutely say none, and that will not affect eligibility. So this section for the account information, we're just looking what your primary heating source is. If you have a combined gas and electric bill, just whatever heating source you tend to use a little bit more. And then we're just looking for some information about your utility bill. Who is the account holder? What's the utility company name, your account number, and then the heating source associated with that. And there's 2 sections for utility details, but you can absolutely apply for one at a time. That's no problem. And then the last section of the EOC application is just the emergency type. So is your electricity or gas shut off? Are you completely out of propane or bulk fuel? Have you received a disconnect notice? Do you just have a past due balance on your electric or gas bill? Or do you have low or, do you have low fuel, meaning 30% or below on bulk fuel, like propane? And then the signature block just attests that all the information you filled up above is accurate and complete. And then you just sign the application. So the entire EOC application is fillable except for the signature block, because we just need a physical signature or a signature through Adobe Sign or DocuSign. So that is the 2-page application. And next, I think I'm going to show you quickly the 2-page consent form for Colorado Natural Gas. So this is the 2-page consent form. This is just attesting that you give EOC and all of our partners permission to speak to Colorado Natural Gas about your utility bill needs. So basically, you just fill out your account number, your service address, you print your name, date it, and then the only field, again, not fillable is the signature block, because we need a physical signature or a verified e-signature. And then the second page is informational on that 2-page consent form. So we just need the 2-page application, the 2-page consent form, as well as a copy of the applicant's ID and a copy of the bill to be paid. And then all of those documents must have a physical signature or that verified e-signature. So those are the 4 documents required to receive an assistance with your Colorado natural gas bill through Energy Outreach Colorado. And next, I'm going to show you the ways that you can connect with EOC partners. To find the nearest EOC partner agency, go ahead and visit EOC's online directory at energyoutreach.org/find-agency, or you can call 866-432-8435 to learn the same information. And some of our partner agencies are able to provide remote assistances. So this is just a preview of what that looks like. And if you're ever having trouble connecting with one of our EOC partners, please reach out to EOC directly at energyassistance@energyoutreach.org. We'll see what we can do to assist you, directly, or see what we can do to assist you through one of our partners. And before I moved on, I just wanted to briefly show folks how to use that partner search and what it looks like. So if you go to EOC's website, energyoutreach.org, you'll see right at the top, there's Find a Payment Assistance Agency. So you go ahead and click on that. And then you're going to be brought to this page. All you need to do is plug in your zip code. You can also plug in your full address. But let's say someone lives in Arapahoe County. You just plug in the zip code, click search. And then you'll get a list of the closest EOC partner agencies within proximity to your zip code. Just make sure to take a look at some of the details related to some of the partner agencies that appear here. They'll give you some details about when they take appointments, things like that. And then I can just show you another example of what this looks like in a different zip code. Let's say someone's in Pueblo. And then you'll see a completely different list of search results here. First one being Catholic Charities of Pueblo being in closest proximity. So that's how to use the EOC partner search. That is how to get connected to any of our partners. And again, if you're having any trouble reaching any of our partners or receiving or applying for assistance through any of our partners, please contact us at energyassistance@energyoutreach.org. And now I will pass it back over to Michel to present on solar.
Thank you, Nikki. And just a reminder, if anybody has any questions about the Bill Payment Assistance Program, you can enter those questions in the chat, or we'll have a section at the end where you can ask a question on any of the sections we've covered. But another program we have Energy Outreach Colorado is the Community Solar Program. And I just want to emphasize in this slide that this program is currently only available to folks that have Xcel Energy or Black Hills Energy as their electric provider. And so there's a possibility that some of you have Colorado Natural Gas as your natural gas provider, but maybe you have Xcel Energy or Black Hills Energy as your electric provider. And so if that is you, then you qualify for this program. Or if you know anyone who has Xcel Energy or Black Hills Energy, they would also qualify for this program if they meet the income guidelines. Next slide. So what is a community solar garden? For those of you who are maybe not familiar with the concept or the term of a community solar garden, some other folks refer to this as a solar farm. But essentially what it is, it's a large collection of solar panels. And these are usually found in an open field, sometimes even on the roof of a skyscraper, essentially any area where there's a lot of sunlight, so the solar panels can produce energy. Next bullet point. And so in our program, it's a free program, and so participants in this program don't have to pay a monthly fee or any costs essentially to participate. The way the program works is we donate a section of the solar farm to your household, kind of like we see on the image on the bottom right. Each household, depending on how much energy you use, is assigned a small section of the solar garden. And so that is how this program works. We'll donate a small section of the solar garden to you. Next bullet point. And so what that means is, because the solar garden is going to be built outside of your home, we won't necessarily have to go into your building or your apartment to put solar panels on the roof. And so what's cool about this program is that renters and homeowners qualify because we don't have to do any construction in the actual home. Next slide. So how are people going to benefit from solar energy? How will they get those credits on their bill? This image here tries to help us understand how you'll see those credits on your bill. And so the first step is, as I said, your household is assigned a portion of the solar garden or that solar farm. And so that is step one. The sun is producing energy with the solar panels. And then step two, the utility provider, in this case, Xcel Energy or Black Hills Energy, they're going to be checking how much energy your small section of the solar garden is producing every month. And so they're checking that monthly. And based on how much energy your section produces, they're gonna go ahead and apply a credit directly on your bill based on how much energy your section produces. And so for folks that are participating in this program, the way it really looks for a participant is you get your bill for how much you have to pay for electricity, but then you'll see a discount or a credit in there every month. And so basically that just means you're paying less per month. And there's no payment for you to participate. You're just seeing savings every month on your electric bill. Next slide. So what are the benefits besides monthly savings? There's no solar panels that are installed on the home. So as I said, what's cool about this program, it's available to renters and homeowners. It doesn't matter if you live in a mobile home, in a condo, in an apartment, in a single family home. As long as you have Xcel Energy as your electric provider or Black Hills Energy as an electric provider, it doesn't matter if you rent or own. Because the solar panels are not going to be built on the roof of that home. Next slide. Another benefit is that this program is giving access to clean electricity to households that have not had this opportunity before. And it's going to reduce your bills. You're going to see credits every month, and the amount of the credit will depend on how much energy was produced that month. And so one thing we tell folks to keep in mind is that usually folks participating in this program see more savings in the summer because there's more sunlight, the sun out is for longer. And in the winter, maybe it's less savings than 50%. But across the year, the goal of the program is to help people save 50% in their electric bill. So who is eligible? As I said, at this time for this program, we're only working with two utility companies that provide electricity, and that's Xcel Electric and Black Hills Electric. Your income must be at 80% of the area median income. So kind of like that slide that Nikki showed us for the bill payment assistance program, it's the same income guidelines for this program. And then this program does require that you provide proof of income. And so a way that you could do this is through pay stubs, through a tax form, an employment letter, or if you receive bill payment assistance, you actually don't have to provide proof of income because we know you qualify based on your income. And so how do you apply? To apply for the community solar program, you can go to our website at energyoutreach.org/community solar. You could also email us directly at solar@energyoutreach.org. Or if it's easiest and fastest for you, you can call us at these numbers here. And if you're a Spanish speaker, we also have staff members that are Spanish speakers, and you can call us at this number on the screen. And we will be sending this PowerPoint to everyone that's in attendance, just so you know, in case you wanted to write that number down. We will be sharing this through email with everyone that's attending. And now we'll talk a little bit about the Colorado Affordable Residential Energy Program, also known as CARE. So what does CARE do? CARE provides free weatherization and installs free equipment designed to use less energy. And so some of the upgrades that we can do to some homes include air sealing, insulation, low flow fixtures, maybe change some light bulbs to LED light bulbs, Energy Star refrigerators or furnace tune-ups. What the CARE program does, it provides upgrades that make the home more energy efficient. So that translates to families and individuals saving on their energy. So who's eligible for this program? Customers who have the following utilities are eligible. And in here, we do have Colorado Natural Gas as one of those utility providers. And so people that are on this call that have Colorado Natural Gas, you're eligible. And then the other thing is you have to be a resident in one of these counties here in the image. So for the most part is, as you can see in here, it's Adams, Arapahoe, and Elbert, kind of all the way to the west of Colorado. So we don't have this program available for folks maybe on the eastern counties of the state with CARE, but there is another program called WAP, the Weatherization Assistance Program. And so that one would be for folks in some of those other counties. So who's eligible for CARE? Similar to the programs that we've already covered. If your income is at 80% of the area median income, you would qualify. And then kind of like we showed in that previous slide, it's limited to some of those counties and those utility providers. And renters and homeowners are eligible. But if you are a renter, we will need the landlord's permission and they'll have to sign a waiver. And the reason for that is because we're going to be doing modifications to the home. And so we want to get the landlord's approval if we're going to do that. And this is an income qualifying program. And so if you receive bill payment assistance, we know you qualify, so we wouldn't ask you to provide proof of income. But if you haven't received bill payment assistance, we would provide some of that. We would ask for some of that documentation. And how do you apply for CARE? You would go to our website at energyoutreach.org/care, or you could also call this number on the screen. And we have another program that is part of our support pillar that we mentioned at the beginning of the PowerPoint, and that is the Crisis Intervention Program. And what this program does, it provides furnace repair or replacement for those that do not have a working heating system. The program will try to respond within 24 hours when somebody calls. But for this program, a little different than the other ones we've talked about so far, you must qualify and be approved for LEAP to be eligible. And in case you don't know what LEAP is, we will talk about that program in some of the next slides. But just know that for this crisis intervention program, you have to be qualified and approved for LEAP. And if you're calling during the time that LEAP is not active or the program is not open, which is November to April, I believe. If you're calling during those months, in order to qualify for crisis intervention, you would have to been approved for LEAP the previous LEAP season. How do you apply for crisis intervention? For the crisis intervention program, you call this number on the screen. And that is the crisis intervention program. And now I'll pass it over to Amy Brown to talk about applying for LEAP this LEAP season.
Thanks, Michelle. My name is Amy Brown. I'm the Director of Energy Assistance and Community Solar at Energy Outreach Colorado. Thank you all for being here tonight. We're really excited about how many people took some time out of their evening to join us and hear about energy assistance, and hopefully you all will take advantage of some of these programs. I wanted to say before I dive into LEAP that if you are in need of furnace repair or replacement, that program has limited funding this year and may not be a year-round program. And in fact, we're very close to being out of funding soon. So if you know someone or if your furnace is out, I would recommend calling as soon as possible to get help on that program. And if you have not yet applied for LEAP and your furnace is out, you can call that number, the SIP line that was up, and they'll help expedite your application for LEAP. So yeah, next slide on LEAP, please. So LEAP is not an EOC program. So EOC is a nonprofit or a statewide nonprofit. LEAP is the state program that is funded by federal funding. So they have more restrictions on their programs than EOC does. And I'm going to go through some of those, but we encourage people while LEAP is open from November 1st to April 30th to apply for both LEAP and, if you still have a balance, to apply for our bill assistance program, because you can take advantage of both if you are income eligible and meet other requirements. And it's really great to have both, because having access to LEAP can get you access to programs like SIP or the Weatherization Assistance Program. So LEAP is specific for home heating costs. Our program at EOC can cover both electric and gas, but LEAP is specific to heating. So if you have a gas furnace, which most people in Colorado do, and you are on CNG, that will be your heating fuel. You can get assistance once per season. Sometimes they break it up into 2 payments. But that payment is $200 to $1,000, and they will calculate that based on your average heating costs from last year. And so that will be a credit that gets applied to your bill, whereas EOC's program, again, just takes care of past due balances. Next slide, please. So to be eligible for LEAP, you have to, you can pay your home heating costs to either an energy provider or as part of your rent. That's slightly different from EOC also. We can't cover bills that when you pay as part of your rent, but LEAP can. But someone in your household does have to show proof of permanent legal residency in the United States. This can be someone who is underage, but someone has to be a resident or documented in the US to apply. Another difference from EOC programs. This is the maximum monthly income that you can have based on your household size. This is the same for all counties in Colorado. But it's important to note this is only for the last 30 days. So if you had something, if you were over this income qualification, but you had an event in your household where someone lost a job or something that diminished your normal monthly income, you might still be eligible for this if in the last 30 days you made less than the amounts listed here. Just a note that if heat is included in your rent and you live in subsidized housing, you may not be eligible for LEAP. That's one caveat on that. And household size is only people who you are financially responsible for. And I see a question about gross income, and that is gross income, yes. So that's before taxes. So in order to apply, you need a completed LEAP application. I'll tell you how to get one of those in just a minute. There's a signature you need to sign on the back. You also need proof of your legal residency if you're born outside of the United States, or from someone in your household. So one of these can qualify for that. Next slide, please. You also need proof of income from all members of your household for the last 30 days. So that can include pay stubs, copies of award letters from other assistance programs if you're receiving like cash assistance, copies of loan paperwork. They really want as much paperwork as possible to prove your income. So any kind of money coming in, you need to send documentation for. Next. If you're self-employed, any kind of, again, like profit loss statements, any kind of receipts, things like that to show how much you made. Next. They'll also need a copy of your heating bill. And if heat is included in your rent, you'll need a copy of your most recent rent receipt or a copy of your lease that describes that heat is included in your rent. Next, please. So to get an application, you can call 1-866-HEAT-HELP. That's 432-8435. That's the same number that Nikki listed earlier, where you can call and ask for a bill assistance agency. They also help people apply for LEAP during LEAP season, so November through April. So they'll mail you one. You can also go to their website and download a PDF application if you have a printer. You can, once you have that paper application, if you want to do a paper application, you can, sorry, my dog is barking. You can mail the application and copies of those documents to the county contact. Almost all of the counties in Colorado are serviced by Discover Goodwill, except for the ones listed there. Pueblo is one, which some of you may be on there, but you can also, we'll give you this presentation, like we said, and you can look up the contacts for the other, for those other counties listed there. So you can also apply via email if you get a paper copy or you have that PDF and can fill it in. You can take a picture of it or scan it and send it in via email. It's a little faster than waiting on the post office to deliver. You can also enter your supporting documents. So if you don't have a printer or a copier, sometimes it's a lot easier to take a picture, attach it to an email and send it in. And you can do that for those, except for those one counties listed, all of them can go to leaphelp@goodwillcolorado.org. And the emails for the other counties are in that link. You can also apply through the Colorado Peak website. We often discourage people from doing that because we see way higher rejection rates or non-acceptance rates through there, denial rates. But if you feel comfortable using that, that's another way of doing that. And then you can call, again, that phone number and ask them to apply over the phone. This is the best option probably if you have a shutoff notice, because they will expedite your application. But you do need to tell them you want to apply over the phone and that you have a shutoff notice, and they'll help you through that. Next. Oh, we're already done. So great. If there are any questions on LEAP, happy to answer them, or any of our other programs. And Michelle and Nikki's contact information is here, along with the General Energy Assistance email address.